before we get into today's topic, which is my favorite brushes and palette for 2020, a few house cleaning stuff. I'll put a timestamp here or here, wherever, when the video actually starts, but a few things I wanted to say. First of all, this will probably go live after Christmas, so I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, that you managed to celebrate it with some loved ones. I wish you a happy new year. May 2021 be much, much better for all of us, and hopefully we'll see the end of this pandemic and some sort of return to normalcy. So I wish that to all of you. Stay safe, take care, and you know, we'll see each other in 2021. I'll be here. A few things I want to mention. First of all, intuitive painting in watercolor. This is my most in-depth course. It really goes into the whole process and daily practice of painting with watercolor. I hope you will join me this month. December 2020 is the last chance to join for the current price, because I will be adding new content, actually pretty much doubling the content, and I'm going to raise the price accordingly in January. So if you're already enrolled in the course, you don't have to do anything. You're getting a great bonus, and I can't wait to, you know, get into that second week of course with you. The course is supposed to kind of imitate spending a week together in the studio, and so I have decided to add another week because why not? And it's going to be great, and I can't wait to see you there. If you're a beginner, don't worry, I'm going to revisit and probably film again some of the videos in my beginners course, which is called Watercolor Workbook. And there's a surprise that's coming hopefully in January. I can't wait to share that with you. If you want to guess, you can leave a comment below. It's in the works. I'm very excited. Okay. So, second thing, the shop. If you don't know, I have a shop. I'm really, really excited. The orders, thank you so much for those of you who have already placed an order. Things are shipping out, and I can't wait to see the goodies arrive at your homes. I have there a bunch of stuff. It's all either designed by me or has my original artwork. So there are canvases, pillows, blankets, really, really lovely things, all with my colorful abstract floral artwork on it. And then there are also some pieces of jewelry that are really pretty. I've also ordered some for myself so I can wear them and show them to you. And yeah, it's all in my shop. All the links are below. Thank you for everyone that ordered. If you didn't order, still thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I post new videos every week. However, since we are heading into a vacation and another lockdown, I don't know how much I'll be able to post. So yeah, I'll see you on the other side of this year. Today's video is the third in a series summarizing my favorite supplies of 2020, and it is all about brushes and palettes, or palette. If you haven't seen yet my favorite watercolors of 2020 video or the best papers, I will add it in the cards and information section below. Make sure you check it out. Also, all the supplies will be listed and linked below. This series of 2020 faves includes my picks for supplies that I used repeatedly throughout the year and loved. They fit my taste, technique, and style of painting. They may not fit yours. I will try to explain why I enjoyed each one and how I like to use it. I would love to read about your favorite brushes and palettes this year and which new discoveries you've made. My top pick that I've mentioned countless times is this simple and cheap red plastic palette I found in March this year. This palette is plastic. It feels like plastic, sturdy plastic. It is nothing special, not particularly pretty. It's not as nice as porcelain, and yet it works perfectly for me. It has 16 very large and deep wells where you can house your staple colors from tubes, the ones you use the most and know you want in your palette. It then has another section, a metal insert like the ones in 24 half pans or 12 full pans metal tins. This allows you to switch colors around very easily, as well as the flexibility of adding half or full pans. This palette is perfect for those of us with large collections of paints. I can rotate colors, audition new colors without having to commit to a well. I can do seasonal palettes, subject-oriented palette, like one for floral, one for portraits, etc. There is one large section to mix colors, actually two, because the palette comes with a clear insert, which I have realized works wonders for my color mixing adventures. Much better than other palettes with multiple smaller mixing areas. It is sturdy enough for travel, and while it is big and heavy, it's not huge and simply allows me to travel with 50 colors without a problem. It's not perfect in any category, but as a whole, it's the best palette I have found that fits my needs. I don't think I've used any other palette as much as I did this one. I have a few regular 24 half pans metal tins that house some other paints I occasionally use, like shimmer watercolors or more affordable paints I use with my kids. Even my beloved studio porcelain palette has been completely neglected because it just doesn't house as many colors in an easy way as opposed to blobs of unnamed paint all over the palette. Let's move on to brushes. I will try to divide my picks to main categories so you can easily decide which one can work for you. I'll start with the most important one, the workhorse, the all-rounder. This is the brush that can do 80 to 90% of your painting. In my case, I prefer round brushes that can hold a lot of pigment and water, come to a pointy tip, and splatter easily. If it's a good brush, it works for a variety of paper sizes, at least for me. Now, this is where it really becomes a personal preference and style. In the last years, I painted in a more loose style, and I used larger brushes than I currently use. I have learned that for my painting style, a medium-sized brush works well and helps keep my washes under control and not too wet. Also, in 2020, I did paint a lot in sketchbooks that are smaller than my usual paper sheets, and so my workhorses were smaller than in previous years. My first pick is the Jackson's Raven brush in size 3/0. This is a beautiful, super affordable synthetic quill brush that is small and delicate to hold, but actually has a nice size to it. It is perfect for A5 and A4 sketches, for blobbing paint and doing those first layers and washes. It doesn't come to a super pointy tip though, but it splatters beautifully. The second brush I abused this year is the Escoda Ultimo round brush number 10. I have the regular and travel one. I think when it comes to travel brushes, it's really hard to compete with Escoda's range, price, and quality. The round number 10 is just a great all-rounder workhorse, and the travel version is perfect for studio and travel. This year, I really fell in love with sword or dagger brushes. I've searched for one that worked for me for a long time. I really wanted a dagger brush that was an all-rounder workhorse, like I've seen Liz Steele, an Australian urban sketcher, use in her sketches, but I couldn't find one that wasn't made with animal hair. I ended up picking a brush based on a viewer's recommendation, the Pro Art Sword Small, and it became a go-to favorite. So thank you to that viewer who recommended it. It's not an all-rounder, but for those expressive strokes I love so much and added detail, it is perfect. I don't paint entire paintings with it. It usually comes out at later stages of a painting. Later in the year, I found a couple of other contestants, but the Pro Art one is probably the easiest one to find. And all three, the Pro Art one and the two I will mention next, perform very similarly. The two other brushes that I use in the same way are made by Tintoretto, an Italian brush manufacturer that sadly is not very widely available. Their Sintetico Ambra brush number 6 is almost identical to the Pro Art one, but the Tintoretto brush has a more attractive white handle that is also a little longer. The third brush that I think might replace those other two is the Tintoretto Sintetico Vajo Kazan 1408 in size 2/0. It is a quill brush, my favorite because they're pretty and have a lot of hair, with longer bristles that come to a very pointy tip. It is perfect for those expressive detailed strokes, and I suspect might be a good all-rounder brush as well. My only issue with brushes with long bristles is that they get very messy for splatters. The round quills or brushes with shorter hairs work a little bit better and give more control. A few honorable mentions for brushes that I loved but cannot say I used throughout the year. During the summer, I did a 2-month series of daily sketches in an A5 sketchbook. I mostly sketched flowers. It was then that I started using a flat brush more for the background, as it didn't hold too much water and didn't make a puddly mess in my little sketchbook. I don't have a lot of flat brushes. The one I use and love is a 3/4 inch brush, either Escoda's Versatile one or Jackson's Studio Series 506. Last but not least are the handmade/magic wand brushes by Tracy Lebenson. I was sent these in October, and the reality is I keep painting with them because they feel like a brush made by cute forest elves. They're more expensive, and I don't think my art improved because of the brushes, but the truth is that the experience of painting is more fun and enjoyable when you have tools that make you happy and special, and these brushes do that. I hope you enjoyed this video. This year has really been about painting and staying focused for me, and so I wasn't necessarily exploring new things all the time as much as I embraced what worked for me. I would love to hear about your favorite tools this year. Thank you so much for watching and for all your support. I wish you and your families happy holidays. Stay safe. Take care. Until the next time. Bye bye.